Yes! Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Joseph here for a late Saturday night video. Right here on Metal God 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe right now. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. No big introduction, as always, on the Metal God channel, unless it's a music video, but it is what it is. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, hit that thumbs up button. If you want more, hit that subscribe button down below. And, pretty much it. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, on this late Saturday night, June the 29th, 2024, or if you're on the replay crew, it is the final day of the first half of the year. June the 30th, 2024, final day of June, the final day of the first half of the year. So, as we hit, after tomorrow, we'll be starting the second half of the year. And pretty much we're about 5 months away from the end of the year, 2024. So, we start the second half of the year on Monday, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, it's start of July 4th weekend, which will be next weekend. So that's going to be a long as fuck weekend for you, some of you people, because you're going to be off pretty much from Thursday to Monday. So you have a 4-day weekend. Maybe some of you have a 5-day weekend. So, but whatever you do, have a great July 4th weekend. Next week, don't blow yourselves up shooting fireworks and all that other shit. Have fun at your July 4th barbecue, or whatever you're doing next weekend. I know it's Money in the Bank weekend, so if you're not doing anything, not watching Money in the Bank or Heat Wave next week, then enjoy whatever you're gonna do next weekend for July 4th weekend. Going to the beach, going to a baseball game, whatever you're gonna do, please, for the love of God, please be safe and be well. And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have, or just watching for the very first time on the Metal God channel, thank you all for watching, first of all. Make sure you like the video. My name is Peter Joseph. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of sports, wrestling. Well, wrestling is a sport, of course. Basically anything I feel like talking about. If it's sports, music, movies, whatever I feel like watching. I feel like talking about, I should say. But usually on this channel, I do tribute videos to the faithful departed in the world of sports, music, wrestling as well, TV, whatever it may be. I also do some music videos, music news, album reviews. Eventually, when I get to see another concert, I would do another concert reviews. And I have put up some music-related videos from going to concerts I've been going to the last year or two. Around my area and everything. So I do that. So it's not just about tribute videos to the faithful departed and pretty much it. I do have some music-related videos, so it's not it's like, oh, you have a Metal God channel. Why don't you talk about music? Well, if you've been watching my videos, if you watch my videos, I have a lot of music-related videos. Even if it's a get video, and I don't do these videos for clout or to get a lot of views. If I do, great, but I'm not here to get a lot of clout or anything like that. But it is what it is. Believe what you want to believe, and that's pretty much it. So I do that. So if you like that, you like a lot of music news. I'm wearing a music shirt, so not because I want to, not because I need to, because I don't have a shirt. I don't have a shirt, so I'm just gonna throw the first shirt I can find. No, I just felt like wearing a In This Moment shirt today because it was it is what it is. I love In This Moment. Why not? But it is But it is what it is. But whatever you like, if you like the channel, you like the content, you want more, then subscribe to the channel. And there's gonna be a lot more coming your way, probably by the end of this year. But we'll see what happens with all that. But this particular video, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 deaths that came in the span of a couple days. And one was pretty shocking. The other one, I just found out about this a few minutes ago. So, and it happened earlier today. Earlier today. So, I'm a little bit late to the party as usual, but it is what it is. Alright. So, we have a death in the sports realm in baseball, which I'm going to get to first. And then we have a death in the TV/movie realm. So, we'll get to that after. But the first death I want to talk about, and like I said, I just found out about this a few minutes ago. I've been out pretty much all night. I just got home about a couple hours ago. And after taking a little nappy nap on the couch, because I went out with the missus and some friends, and I'm tired. So I took a little nap. Just got up a little while, like about maybe an hour or two ago, just to go take a piss. But now I'm up now. Having I had a late night snack. I'm gonna just chill for a little bit and then go back to bed. Of course. Blah 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 blah. But, going through, I just fired up the internet and then, checked some of my email, and I checked Google for a little bit, and Twitter. And on Twitter, I found out that this particular man has passed away. Now, I talked about, my last video, I talked about Willie Mays passing away. Legendary San Francisco Giant player. Also played for the Mets for like a year, when he ended his career. So I talked about that, so you can go watch that video if you want. But, the San Francisco Giants organization lost another legend earlier today, and that is Hall of Famer Orlando Cepeda. He passed away at the age of 86. The Giants announced last night during their game against the Dodgers, but the news came out today. Go figure that one out. But anyway, so they lost Willie Mays and Orlando Cepeda in a span of a couple of days. So I really feel bad for the San Francisco Giants franchise right now, losing 2 Hall of Famers. And Willie Mays, who died, I forgot how old he was. I think it was like 93, 91, 93, somewhere around that area. But they lost another legend around the same, in the same age range. But Orlando Cepeda has passed away at 86. So that's that. For those of you who don't know Orlando Cepeda, where are you? But I know my fan base is like, 18 at most, 45. So around my age, but a little bit younger. So for all you young kids out there, I will give some backstory about Orlando Cepeda. He debuted with the San Francisco Giants before they were the New York Giants before they went to San Francisco. And they were, take that back. They were the New York Giants, and then they went to San Fran, I believe in 58, which was their first year as the San Francisco Giants, and Orlando Cepeda debuted with them at the age of 20. He was an immediate success, kind of like Willie Mays when he debuted. He won the National League Rookie of the Year award in 1958, and then followed that up with not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 straight All-Star nods in an era of multiple All-Star games. So like used to be 2 All-Star games a year, which is crazy. But back then, you didn't have like a 162 game season. I think back then you had like it was like 82, 100 game season, something like that. I don't know back then, but now it's like 162 game season. Sometimes 163 with certain things, but it is what it is. Anyway, he earned 11 All-Star selections overall. His most consistent success came in San Fran. They retired his number 30 in 1999. He reached the pinnacle of his career after a 1966 trade to the St. Louis Cardinals, and he was a legend there too. In 1967, he was named the NL MVP, batting .325, driving in 111 runs for the Cardinals, who won the pennant and the World Series that year. 2 years before the Mets, by the way. Because the Mets won 69, but it is what it is. That's that. Then he was traded again to the Atlanta Braves in 1969 for Joe Torre. Oh, you Yankee fans know about that. Oh, by the way, Mets fans do too. Because he used to coach the Mets. Then we all know he went to the Yankees, was a legendary manager for the Mets and the Yankees. And won so many times with the Yankees, not so much the Mets, but regardless. Then for the Braves, he went to the Oakland A's in 1972 for Cy Young winner Denny McLain. Nice name. And then his career came to a close after the 1974 season, after he went to Boston, the Red Sox, and became their first DH, by the way. And then he went to the Royals, the Kansas City Royals. He finished his career with a .297 average, 2,351 hits, 379 home runs. So he had a great career. But besides his great baseball career, he was marred in a lot of bad things. 1975, he got arrested in his native Puerto Rico for possessing that marijuana possession. He was in prison for a brief time, which delayed his entry into the Hall of Fame, but he eventually got into Cooperstown in 1999 via the Veterans Committee. And when he was inducted, he was just the second Puerto Rican player in the Hall of Fame after the late, great Roberto Clemente, who played for the Pirates. Rob Manfred, the horrible MLB commissioner, said in a statement, Orlando overcame challenges throughout his life to build a Hall of Fame career. Beloved figure from Puerto Rico, was one of the many players of his era who helped turn baseball into a multicultural game. That's why you see so many players from Japan, Korea, the Caribbean, Mexico, Canada, pretty much everywhere. So, him and Roberto Clemente were like the catalyst for that. Along with I can't think of his goddamn name now. I'm having a brain fart. Goddamn. Almost said Reggie Jackson. Holy shit. But I think we all know what I'm talking about. But anyway. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway. He also went on to say, Rob Manfred went on to say, on behalf of Major League Baseball, extend my deepest condolences to his family, his friends across the game, many fans of Puerto Rico, San Fran, St. Louis, Atlanta, everywhere else. And I also talked about Willie Mays, died not even 2 weeks ago. So it was pretty much in the span of a week. They lost two Hall of Famers. The Giants held a moment of silence for Cepeda during the game last night against the Dodgers. I think it was in LA. So that was pretty nice. Then they had that game against with St. Louis and the Giants in probably one of the oldest ballparks in America, which I think was in Alabama, where Willie Mays kind of made his career. Like that. Orlando Cepeda's wife, Nydia, said in a statement released by the Giants, "Our beloved Orlando passed away peacefully at his home this evening. We take comfort he is at peace." And Giants chairman Greg Johnson said in a statement, "We lost a true gentleman and legend. Orlando was a great ambassador for the game throughout his playing career and beyond." So that's it. So to Orlando Cepeda, a great man. I mean, way before my time, but watching lots of tapes and stuff like that. Learning about the Giants franchise because hear about it on Major League Baseball and with Mets, the Mets telecast on TV and radio and ESPN and all that shit. So, a great man, a great baseball player, or as we call him, a consummate professional baseball player. So to Orlando Cepeda, to his fans, the San Francisco Giants organization, losing Willie Mays, now losing Orlando Cepeda, my heartfelt condolences go out to the organization, to the family, and the fans, the friends, everything. So to Orlando Cepeda, rest in peace, sir. You're a great man. Cheers. That's pretty much it for that. Alright, now go to my second part of the video. Earlier this week, let me just get my notes, or the article, I should say. Earlier this week, actually on, 3 days ago, as of this video, on, I think it was Thursday night, we lost legendary actor Martin Mull, who had a very long career in movies and TV shows. He was on Roseanne. He was on Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Lots of other TV shows. But he passed away at the age of... What did he die of? I'm trying to... It was at 80. He died at 80, because his birthday was August 18th. So he was just about to hit 81 years old. He was born in Chicago and died in Los Angeles, California. So we got all that. He was also in Mr. Mom in 1983. Sabrina the Teenage Witch from 96 to 2003. The Cool Kids, which is on Fox Plus for like a year. He was on Roseanne for like 20 years. That was probably one of his biggest roles. He was also in the movie Clue, based on the board game. Also in Fernwood 2. I don't know what movie that... I never heard of that. 1977. He's survived by, he had 3 wives. Wendy Haas, who was his current, now his widow. They were married in 1982. They were married for basically about 42 years. He was also married to Sandra Baker from 78 to 81, and Kristen Johnson from 72 to 78. Don't know if he had any kids. Let's see here. Alright, let's go to, let me go to his IMDb, profile. If I can. Get a little more backstory on that. Let's see here. Okay. Alright, so, before I get to if he had any kids and everything. Oops, why did I go to do that? I don't know why my computer just started doing that. He did have two children, Maggie Rose Mull and Maggie Mull. I guess from different marriages. That's pretty much it. Let's see here. Like I said, he was born in 1943 in Chicago, Illinois, and he was a hilarious kind of comedian. His gimmick and allure came in the form of a dry, humorless delivery. Kind of bland. It's like, oh, I don't care about this. One of those guys. He gained popularity in the 70s, finally broke into TV with the cult soap opera parody Mary Hartman in 1976, where he played Garth Gimble, a volatile wife abuser, whose comeuppance, that's a SAT word, occurred in the form of an aluminum Christmas tree, which was impaled in his home closet. I'd never seen the show, but, I was born in 76, but I think it was way before I was even born. But I was born the same year, but never saw the show. He was very popular on the show. He was resurrected in the spin-off series Fernwood Tonight a year later in 77 as twin brother Barth Gimble, not Garth, Barth. Bartholomew! No. I should be serious. Who was a co-host of the town's television program along with Fred Willard, another great man, his character Jerry Hubbard. And then he was, was on the he was really sought after on the talk show circuit. He was in various variety specials, TV movies. Tried his hand at producing, starring in his own sitcom, Domestic Life, 1984. That failed. He brought his brand to some films over the years, such as FM in 1978, Serial 1980, Mr. Mom, like I mentioned, 1983, the movie Clue in the role of Colonel Mustard, In the Kitchen with a Knife. No. That was in 1985, but then in 1981 he was in Take This Job and Shove It, Rented Lips in 1987, which he produced and wrote. Cutting Class 1989, Far Out Man 1990 with Cheech and Chong. Interesting enough. And Mr. Right, that's WRITE, in 1994. But he had starring roles in a bunch of TV series. His and Hers, I remember that show. 1990, co-starring Stephanie Faracy as a fellow doctor. The Jackie Thomas Show in 1992, starring Tom Arnold, who we all know married Roseanne. That horrible marriage. Recurring roles as a restaurant boss in the Domestic Goddess series Roseanne, 1988. He was a principal on Sabrina the Teenage Witch. High school teacher in The Ellen Show in 2001. I believe that's with Ellen DeGeneres, before she hit it big with her talk show. He was on Till Death in 2006. Knife in Pieces, 2015. He was on Arrested Development in 2003. He also lent his voice to the animated comedies Family Dog in 1993, Timo Supremo in 2002, Danny Phantom in 2003, and American Dad in 2005. I don't even know what role he played in that thing. And he was in other Millennium film credits, like The Year That Trembled, 2002. But he had a long career. But his first passion was art. He was a multimedia. He was a very distinguished multimedia artist, and had his work showcased in galleries throughout the world. He also authored the book Painting, Drawing, and World, which is a compilation of 10 years of his work. And like I said, he was married to a composer and musician, Wendy Haas, and they have a daughter Maggie Mull. I don't know her age. Let me see. Maybe I can look her up. See how old she is. Let's see here. Let's say her. Well, she was born November 1st, but don't know her age. I think she's in her 20s or 30s at least. I could be wrong. Well, she is married, so she has to be over 20. But, yeah. That's, pretty much it. But, yeah, anyway. But Martin Mull had a great career. I do remember him from Roseanne and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So it doesn't really take a big hit in my childhood. But, you know, because it wasn't really during the 80s when so many TV shows were out in the 80s. Those epic TV shows like The Vern and Shirley, Mork and Mindy, Greatest American Hero, Knight Rider, stuff like that. You know, because I lost a lot of people during the 80s, like Robin Williams and so many others. You know, we're still, you know, talking about people from the 80s that are still alive from those great TV shows you know and love. But, you know, Martin Mull, not so much a big hit to my childhood, but like I said, I do remember him. I did watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch a lot during the 90s. I did watch Roseanne, you know, back in the 80s, going into the 90s, and pretty much throughout. I'm not a big fan of The Conners, which is the spin-off series, which doesn't even have Roseanne in it, because The Conners is basically after Roseanne died, and I think she died in I think they said when that show started, the premise was that it was Roseanne's husband Dan and their kids, you know, all grown up and everything. Roseanne died in, I think, a car crash. But I don't watch the show. I pretty much don't care about that show anyway. So, but it is what it is. But Martin Mull, great actor, great TV personality, passes away at the age of 80. So, there you go. So that's all I got to say about that. And also, I will take another toast to Martin Mull, a great man, doing some good things up there with Robin Williams and everybody else up in heaven. Rodney Dangerfield, all the comedians up there in heaven, Sam Kinison, you know, shit like that. But, so, Martin Mull, rest in peace, sir, and to his family, I send my condolences as well, and that's it. Cheers. Alright, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So if you have any memories of Martin Mull and Orlando Cepeda, if you're a San Francisco Giants fan or a baseball fan, leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section of the video. Don't forget to like the video, and that's pretty much it. So that's all I gotta say for now. I will be doing my Collision review in just a little bit, because I want to throw this video out, so I can, you know, because I wanted to. Not really because I wanted to get views and clicks and all that shit, but just to give, you know, some entertainment and a little bit more content on my channel. But to Martin Mull and Orlando Cepeda, rest in peace, and to his family, his friends, the San Francisco Giants organization, for Orlando Cepeda, I send my heartfelt condolences out to them, and that's pretty much it. So that's all I gotta say for now. Thanks for watching, everybody, and remember, you know, we don't know when our last day may be. It could be today, could be tomorrow, could be next week, next month, next year, next 10 years, 15 years. We don't have that. I always say we don't have that countdown clock like the Nickelback in that great Nickelback video. I wish we did, but we don't. So when our time is up, if we don't want to go, and God tells us to come on up to heaven, we have to go. We have to be ready, even if we're not ready. So that's it. That's how life is. You know, I wish we could live forever, but we can't. So take each day as it comes, because you never know when it could end. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm Peter Joseph signing off. Peace out.